Hi, I'm Ice. Here's the thing about me. I take a really long time to learn things. Like, really long. You'd think with me being borderline ADHD that I'll be able to utilize this epic mind altering superpower to hyperfocus on what I like and learn at Sonic the Hedgehog lightning speed. But no. Sure, I can learn the basics and bare minimum for a truckload load of various things real fast, but lessons that I actually need to be learning? Yeah, that takes me a hot minute. For example, the smart thing to do is to listen to other people's advice, learn from their experiences, and adjust whatever it is I need to do based on that information. I'd avoid mistakes and get to the good part faster, right? So I should be doing that, right? But do I do that? No. No, I do not. Because if I did, the actually smart things I should have done years ago was listen to one of my best friends when she said to do an intro video first to, well, introduce myself.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yet for some reason, my obnoxiously stubborn snowflake self felt it was too cringe. Why? Mainly because I hated myself for years. But that's a reoccurring topic for therapy.
NANI?
Instead of listening to my obviously much smarter friend's advice, I spent multiple years and what seems like hundreds of different video attempts, video concepts, and video directions that all have resulted in what? Continuous and relapsing self doubt and mass deletion. Long story short, I'm now listening to my super smart friend, and I'm here to finally, actually, introduce myself, who I am, and what AISVERSE actually is. Hi, I'm Ice. I'm a bi girl who feels most comfortable dressing masculine, yet don't really share any other qualities of actual cool butch girls. Case in point, the closest thing to physical activity I actually enjoy doing is walking through aisles of bookshelves looking for the next great romance manga to read. I hate the way I look, so I always wear face masks in public to avoid permanently scarring other people's eyeballs without consent. I have been in a great love affair with the isekai trope for the last 23 years of my life, starting with my childhood life altering exposure to Fushigi Yugi. Shout out to any old school anime watchers who watch this wet dream of an anime perfect for anyone who enjoys reading fantasy as a means to escape their mundane everyday lives. And finally, I had the idea to be a writer for as long as I can remember. Probably ever since the Harry Potter series first came out, and I was thrusted into the world of fanfic writing at 10 years old. But after 23 years and having written not a single finished story, I started to question, did I like writing? Do I actually want to become a writer? Sure, I was decent enough at it, but to quote Mary Kondo, does this, writing, spark joy for me? The harrowing answer I finally came to terms with, after wasting over 2 decades chasing this idea that I had somehow gotten into my head as a preteen, was no.
No. What do you mean, no? I mean, no. You want to hear it in Spanish? No.
Writing, the act of writing itself, did not bring me joy. So then, what does? What did? What was the thing that made me have this decades long self belief that I desperately wanted to be a writer? Love. Love stories. The absolute one consistent thing I have always had going for me was love stories. Bored waiting for parents to pick me up from school as a kid? Fairy tale love stories. Trying to find something to do while all my friends were attending their club activities as a teen in high school? Victorian era love stories. Got super depressed after dropping out of college twice and needing something to actually get me out of my head on a day to day basis? Yaoi, BL, and all things gay love stories.
Gay!
I stupidly mistook my love of reading, talking about, and creating love stories in my head with wanting to write the love stories. But now, thankfully, I'm a little bit older and hopefully a tiny bit wiser.
Sure, Jan.
What I love is thinking about love stories, talking about love stories. Basically, I want to talk about every couple I ship into a verbal fictional love story. A verbal fanfic? Sure, let's go with that. Now, let's answer the most important question. What is AISVERSE? Remember, I thought I wanted to be a writer for 23 years. To be a writer, I needed to have something to write, right? So I created AISVERSE, a universe created by me, Ice. A world that was different from Earth, because why would I bother writing about reality when fantasy is a thing? A universe created entirely out of ice, because even though my name is spelled AIS, but that's also just the way to spell the word ice in Malay. As someone who loves a theme, ice. Ice. A universe made entirely out of ice. It's a theme. Just let it go. So, even though I'm letting go of the idea that I need to be a writer to create and talk about love stories, I don't want to let go of this AISVERSE I created in my head. It's my pet project, my baby, my special little snowflake. I don't want it to just be another thing I mass delete. So here's how it's gonna be. AISVERSE, the series where I can't consistently write for more than a month, and so I talk about every couple I ship into a verbal fictional love story, set in the universe created by me, Ice. If you're into love stories, or are just curious about what exactly does it mean to have love stories set in AISVERSE, subscribe to my channel in order to watch my future videos and find out.
AISVERSE, come and check. Storytelling at its best. Trust me, you don't want to miss. Never know just what to expect. Hey, all my icebreakers, make some noise. Where you at? For my GLBT community, got so much respect. Hey, love is love. Fujoshi with some fantasy. Getting into situations I know that you can't believe. And it's a given. You don't need no permission to enjoy so many versions of stories yet to be written. Yeah, AISVERSE.